Anonymous Watch Guy here with a watch review for you this evening. Wrist check. Yep, I'm wearing my Apple Watch. I know as a watch enthusiast, I'm supposed to hate Apple Watches, but more often than not, especially if I'm at work where I don't want to get my watch dinged up, I'm probably wearing an Apple Watch and I swap it out to something else later in the day. But today we are looking at a affordable dress chronograph option from Junghans. Junghans is a German brand. Been making really cool watches for a very long time. Some really quality pieces. They are pretty known for their Bauhaus style watches. Bauhaus is kind of a German style, applies to many different things: architecture, art, watches. But Junghans is known for that style. So is Nomos. You can see the Nomos book there. But let's look at this watch. I've had this watch for a while. This is the Junghans Form C, and this is a quartz watch. So a very affordable piece. Let's look at some dimensions. This is a 40 millimeter watch. It is just 45 millimeters lug tip to lug tip. It is 10.5 millimeters thick. This is just a push-pull crown. It is signed. This does just have 5 atmospheres or 50 meters water resistance. Again, this isn't a watch you're going to take anywhere near water. It is a sapphire crystal. This does have a J645-85 is the movement. That's the Junghans model for the movement. This is an ETA quartz movement. The quartz movement does have 7 jewels. So this is a pretty premium quartz movement. This isn't some run-of-the-mill cheap movement they've got tossed in here. This is a quality movement. Really nice finishing on this piece. Definitely high polish. Not only with your short lug to lug, you've got the lugs that turn down also. So it's a very comfortable wear. If you've got smaller wrists, this watch will be just fine for you. Let's get the chronograph hand started here. Again, it is a quartz watch. You can see this does a pretty good job of hitting the markers somewhat. So that drives some people crazy with the quartz watch if it doesn't hit the markers exactly. But this is a very cool dial. It's kind of a silverish colored dial. You've got your chronograph. You've got your minute timer at the top. You've got your continuous running seconds as your bottom register. This watch kind of has an interesting shape. It almost looks like a kind of a bowl shape. You can see how you got a smaller case back and the slides kind of slant up. It's got kind of a concave dial a little bit, and you can see your chronograph registers are also concave. So it's got a very interesting look to it. You've got your Junghans logo and chronoscope over at the 9 o'clock position. You've got kind of a stepped down date window at the 3 o'clock position. The minute track you can see is kind of those square pressed in dots for each individual minute around the edge there. And then your actual minutes are done in kind of it's kind of a maroonish color almost. And then your actual numerals for your hours are in black. Got your made in Germany down there at the 6 o'clock position. But a very interesting dial. There's some depth to it. It's cool to look at. I really like the high polished handset. There is some loom on those hands, but they go really well with the watch. Junghans, their Max Bill line of automatic watches are just extra super cool. But if you're looking to get into the Junghans brand and into this kind of Bauhaus style design watch, this is a good entry-level starting point. The full retail price of this watch is 479 euro, so about 550 US dollars. There is the reference number, and again, it came with this nice polishing cloth, your manual on your quartz movement, your guarantee. The box is a nice kind of leather style box. I did buy this one from the Wind Up Watch Shop. They have a lot of Junghans watches, but a very cool watch, very comfortable to wear. This leather strap is top-notch quality. Also signed with the Junghans logo. You've got a high-polished buckle also signed. But just a very cool watch. Definitely solid value for money. And if you're looking to get into German watches and this style of watch, this is a really good starting point. I've really enjoyed wearing this watch. I've had it in the collection for several months. It is a little bit dressier, so I don't wear it as much as I do some other pieces. And if you follow me on Instagram, you get some daily watch pictures on there. I've only featured this watch on my Instagram feed one time. It's been neglected a little bit. I think maybe tomorrow I'll take some shots of it tonight, and it'll be the watch of the day tomorrow. But very cool piece. I'm going to give you, actually, let's stop the chronograph hand here and get it to go back. And you can see that counting minute hand there at the top. Since we counted a couple minutes in here, it'll take the long way around to get back to zero. It's kind of cool to watch, being a watch nerd, to watch the chronograph register reset to zero. Very cool. Again, this is a very high quality quartz movement. It's not some, something cheap that they found somewhere and tossed it in here. I'm going to give you guys a quick wrist shot here of this watch. That's kind of why I was wearing the Apple Watch too, so I can pop it off real quick and hopefully get this watch on without dropping it and causing a big gap in the video here, as I just almost did. All right, I do have a 7.5 inch wrist, and you can see how it wears very nicely. Really good looking piece on wrist. Again, kind of a classy, dressy piece. Definitely, again, would highly recommend checking out Junghans. They make very nice watches. And this is a good entry point. At less than 600 US dollars, you get a very cool design with the Bauhaus style. Very cool case finishing. Quality case finishing. I kind of like that stepped up bezel almost on the side of the case. I guess you can call it a bezel. But very cool watch. And again, it's one that I would highly recommend if you're into this style of watch. So again, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, maybe give me a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time. The Junghans Form C.